1,000 people packed in at the arena, plus millions watching around the world on TV. Joining me, Sky Sports, Johnny Nelson. We've got, I think, everybody from Sky actually watching around this venue here. It's quite incredible. You could cut the atmosphere with a knife, couldn't you?
You know what? Talk about the calm before the storm. We saw both guys do an open workout last night. It was nice, I thought, to see Anthony a little bothered. Vladimir, it took him, what, an hour and a half to bandage up, warm up, do his workout. Anthony had that look as if to say, look, I'm sick of this now. I just want to fight. That look I was pleased with. Now, this is the last time these two will see each other before the weigh-in. It's down to business. So whatever's said and done here, these guys just want to fight. No matter what game plans they've got to try and get into each other's head, it's got to be done here. After that, it's all done and dusted. Vladimir comes across as very confident, very cool, very collected. He's coming as a challenger here in the UK. Anthony, he's thinking, right, the pressure's on me. I love pressure. Let me show you how I handle pressure. So we've got youth against age, speed against wisdom. To me, this is the perfect cocktail for pros like me and other experts to baffle us. We have no idea how this fight is going to unfold.
Here we go then. Everybody is ready. We're all in place. Time to hand over to our MC for the afternoon, Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to Sky Central and welcome to the final press conference for what is becoming one of the greatest sporting events in many, many years right here in London. So ladies and gentlemen, we're about to meet the fighters. So let's get this party started. Please welcome at this time, Dr. Steel Hammer, Vladimir Klitschko! In 1996, he captured Olympic gold, and now his future boxing Hall of Fame record consists of 68 fights, 64 victories with 53 wins by knockout. He comes to us from Kiev, Ukraine. Ladies and gentlemen, making his entrance, please welcome the two-time heavyweight champion of the world, Dr. Steel Hammer, Vladimir Klitschko! And now, let's meet his opponent. From London, England, here is AJ Anthony Joshua. Let's get this party started.
He got a lot of potential.
He's a superstar.
He's got everything.
Anthony Joshua's a great fighter.
He's too good for his own. I see a lot of Mike Tyson. Really impressed with his
I think he
speed.
wipes everybody out.
He's a potential global superstar.
I think he's the real deal, Lee.
Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong when it's straight from the heart. You can't go wrong. If it's a real fight, then you can't go wrong. Can't go wrong. your heart, you can't go wrong. If it's a real bag, then you can't go wrong.
Blessed is still giving, trying to learn every penny that I'm giving. Reminiscing.
What's funny? What's the motion? Fresh out the oven like a Sunday roast.
This is the fight game. You just got to find a way to win. I'm in the ring, bell goes, let's fight.
In 2012, at the London Olympic Games, he captured Olympic gold and he captured the hearts of a nation. Now, as a professional, his record stands at a perfect one. 18 fights, 18 victories, 18 wins by knockout. He is the fighting pride of England. Ladies and gentlemen, the reigning and defending IBF heavyweight champion of the world, AJ Anthony Joshua. Ladies and gentlemen, before we get started, I would like to introduce you to 4 Olympians, and we'd like to take a photo session right now with them. Please welcome Luke Campbell, Katie Taylor, to be photographed along with our 2 heavyweight fighters, Anthony Joshua and Vladimir Klitschko, all Olympic gold medal winners.
So before the main proceedings get underway, an opportunity for the Olympic medalists to have a photograph and say hello to each other. Incredible how there is such an Olympian spirit running all the way through this bill. Not only in terms of the old generation, Vladimir Klitschko,
Here they are, ladies and gentlemen,
Anthony Joshua, but the likes of Luke Campbell, of course, who was a teammate of Anthony Joshua at 2012.
Hammer, Vladimir Klitschko.
Katie Taylor won hers there as well, of course.
Joshua.
The big question, of course, is who will be striking gold on Saturday night. A terrific sight to see some of the great talent coming through from the amateurs to the professionals. And now down to the serious business. Vladimir Klitschko and Anthony Joshua just shaking hands. And in just a moment, we'll be hearing...
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are just 58 hours away from the battle for the heavyweight championship of the world in front of 90,000 fans at Wembley Stadium, London, England. And it's all brought to you by Eddie Hearn for Matchroom Boxing, together with Klitschko Management Group and K2 Promotions, and sponsored by McFit, William Hill, StubHub, and JD Sports. It'll be broadcast live to the UK on Sky Sports Box Office and to Germany on RTL. So, ladies and gentlemen, a famous phrase in the world of all sports: the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. It's something that every fan of every sport experiences, and it's something that every athlete and competitor will experience in their lifetime too. That's what we're going to have at Wembley Stadium on Saturday night. The thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. Well, here to get things started at the press conference is Mr. Adam Smith, the head of Sky Sports Boxing.
Thank you, Michael. A warm welcome to such a special press conference here in Sky Central at the heart of our flourishing campus. And a huge thanks to all the staff who have collaborated to deliver this event. In a week of events leading up to a post-war record at our national stadium where 90,000 will be gripped to see which one of these intelligent, respectful, elite athletes will ultimately prevail. For over 25 years, we have been covering this most dramatic of sports. We've been thrilled by Nassim Hamed, by Ricky Hatton, by Joe Calzaghe and Carl Froch. But it is the glamorous heavyweight division which so appeals. From Frank Bruno beating Oliver McCall on that emotional night at the old Wembley, through the Tyson Holyfield bow and of course Lennox Lewis times, to the utter dominance of both brilliant brothers Vitaly and Vladimir Klitschko. We've been there all of the way. David Haye, Tyson Fury, and just a few weeks ago, Tony Bellew have all achieved incredible feats. And now the spotlight falls on Anthony Joshua, whose meteoric rise has captured the imagination and propelled boxing here to a whole new fan base. Is Joshua about to fire us into a new era? 18 wins, 18 KOs, as thrilling in the ring as he has amicable outside it. He's powerful, destructive, and electrifying, but he's untested at this level. Can Vladimir Klitschko, ruthlessly dominant and wonderfully personable for over a decade, come off that defeat to Tyson Fury and 17 months of inactivity to, at 41, deliver one more fabulous performance to join the rare club of Lennox Lewis, Evander Holyfield, and of course, the one and only Muhammad Ali, to become a three-time world heavyweight champion and cement his ring legacy. Live on Sky Sports box office, alongside our American colleagues Showtime and HBO, working together with RTL and many other international broadcasters, delivering to over 140 countries. And thank you to the magnitude of media here, for this is our sport well and truly back in the lights. The blue ribbon division predict the unpredictable. Stand by for high drama and high stakes when that first bell tolls at 10:01 on Saturday night. I'd like to introduce my close colleague over at Matchroom Sport, the man who has transformed boxing in this country and the promoter of Anthony Joshua, Eddie Hearn.
Thank you, Adam. That was a hell of an intro. And as you can see by the attendance here today, not just the whole of the world media, but also the attendance from this great company at Sky Sports, I think it's fair to say we have one hell of a fight on our hands on Saturday night. Talking of Sky Sports, it's important to remember the growth of boxing. And whilst I'd like to take the credit, without Sky Sports, British boxing just wouldn't be where it is today. Over the years, when boxing looked dead in the water, they remained the constant supporter as boxing had its ups and downs. Now, through this high, every broadcaster is trying to jump on the bandwagon. But let's remember who stayed loyal to the sport for many, many years and who has always flown the flag. So many international broadcasters to thank, and I think three particular is RTL and their support from Germany. And in America, Showtime and Stephen Espinosa and HBO and Peter Nelson, it was a deal we worked on for 2 or 3 months to get this over the line. How many times do you see rival broadcasters have transmit the same fight on the same night? It's happened only twice before in their history. Lewis against Tyson and Pacquiao against Mayweather. I thank you to Showtime and HBO for allowing fight fans in America to see this great contest. It's an absolute pleasure to be working with Bernd Bonti. He's dealt with just about every promoter in his time. We've worked diligently together to maximise this fight from the business end to the public end, to make sure we have an event that goes down in the history books, an event that we can all tell our children about and our children can tell their children about. That great night at Wembley when 90,000 people came together to witness a unification fight for the World Heavyweight Championship. It's an honour to have Vladimir Klitschko here. He has been a legend of the heavyweight division. What a great fighter growing up. He's seen it, he's done it all. This is his 29th World Championship heavyweight fight. And I know he's got the bit between his teeth. I know coming off that loss, all he wants to do is reclaim his status as the heavyweight champion of the world. This man to my right, Anthony Joshua. What a story. And I think Lucozade did such a great job recently to reenact that story and that journey over the years. We mustn't forget what the sport of boxing did for Anthony Joshua. We mustn't forget what the sport of boxing can do for young children in the community. He is the perfect example of the way that this great sport changed the direction of his life and the hard work and commitment that he has put in to put himself at the forefront of the sport as heavyweight champion of the world. He is an absolute honour to represent. But on Saturday night, he has the ultimate test. It's a test that should probably come in 26, 27 fights' time. He sells out arenas. The pay-per-view numbers are incredible. So why risk it now? The answer is he wants to challenge himself. You want to see great fights. You love sport. No one wants to know the answers before we sit down in that chair. On Saturday night, the answers will unfold right before your eyes. Is it too early? Is it too late? Is he really good enough? Is he the guy that everybody talks about, the future of boxing? You know what? Let's roll the dice. Let's find out. That's what great sport's all about. I promise you, if you're in Wembley Stadium on Saturday and you're one of the record-breaking 90,000, if you're watching it home, live on Sky Sports, you will not believe the atmosphere and the spectacle that you will see unfold before your eyes. It is an honour to be promoting this event. I thank you so much. And let's all get behind the fighters, and particularly Anthony Joshua. What a journey, what a story. Let's go on Saturday night for a huge event. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Eddie. Now to the man who has guided Vladimir and Vitaly and the Klitschko management group so well for so long. Bernd Bonte.
Thank you very much. My first question is Sky still broadcasting? Yeah, thank you. It's fantastic to see you all here, and especially I'd like to thank Barney Francis and his team here at Sky for the big help and support, because that was the first person we both, Eddie and myself, spoke to, and it was a complete, fantastic cooperation from A to Z. And I also like to thank Manfred Loppe at RTL, Steven Espinosa, Showtime, and Peter Nelson from HBO for all the support. Thank you so much, guys. And you made it happen, and we also like to thank the guys at Wembley, our main sponsors, McFit and William Hill. And here we go. And by the way, Adam, you forgot one name on your list of legends who won the title 3 times, and that's Vladimir's brother Vitaly in the heavyweight division. And I'm very, very sure and positive that Vladimir will follow his brother to this elite group. I think everything else is set. We're ready to go. Vladimir is in fantastic shape. I've very seldom in the last 10 years seen him in such a good physical and mental shape, and I'm sure, as said before, that he's going to win this fight. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Bernd. The trainers are, of course, key, from the famous Kronk Gym and a product of the great late Emmanuel Stewart, Jonathan Banks. Welcome, Jonathan, to London.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
How's training been going, and how do you see the fight Saturday night?
Well, training, it's a cliche. No one's going to say training's been bad. Training's been good. Everything is going according to plan. And Saturday night, I just can use a quote from the former referee, now judge, Mills Lane. Let's get it on.
You're ready?
Well, yeah, Vladimir's ready, and that's all that matters. And this unique situation, you don't have to second guess anything. Both guys always bring 100% to the ring. So there's no guessing. One guy's in better shape, both guys are going to be in top physical shape. And this is truly going to be an epic fight. Joshua's bringing his 100%, as he always do. Vladimir will come in 100%, and I do believe that this will, it's sort of like, you know, how fights are getting hyped up, and they don't live up to the hype. I believe this fight will live up to the hype of the 90,000 fans that will be in Wimbledon.
We really hope so. To the other side, and a man that's guided Karl Froch to glory and brought through so many success stories through Team GB and the Olympics. He was a pretty good fighter in his own right as well. Rob McCracken.
Hi, Adam.
How's training gone for you, for AJ? And how do you assess the big challenge ahead of you on Saturday night?
Yeah, it's a challenge. Anthony's in that phase of his career where he really enjoys boxing. He's enthusiastic about it, and it's really enjoyable, the training sessions and working towards fights. This is no different. Yeah, Klitschko has been a tremendous fighter over the last more than a decade, and he's been the dominant heavyweight. But Anthony didn't turn professional to just go through the motions and take fights where he's 100% going to win. He wants to challenge himself. We took him as a novice to the World Championships and he won them, and we took him as a novice to the Olympic Games and he won the gold in London. He was still relatively inexperienced when he won the World Heavyweight title against Charles Martin. Nobody really knew how good Martin was, but we still don't know because Anthony dispatched him so quickly. But he enjoys his boxing, he's very enthusiastic, he's very strong, fit and powerful, and he's a tremendous fighter for anybody to come up against.
Is it too soon?
Well, we'll find out on Saturday night. I don't think it is. I think Anthony's at the peak of his powers. He'll learn in this fight. He'll develop as a fighter and move onwards and upwards. And as great as a fighter as Klitschko has been, I think Father Time's a terrible person when he shows up, and I think he's already showed up. So it's going to be tough for Vladimir. He doesn't know himself if it's still there or not, and he'll only find out on Saturday. But he's against a ferocious opponent on Saturday night, that's for sure.
To the ring legend who dominated for a decade and has broken so many records, and all the way through, he's been a pleasure to interview and to be around. The former Olympic gold medalist and two-time heavyweight champion, Vladimir Klitschko.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. It's an amazing crowd here, and I would love to have a very, very, very long speech. I will not do so. But I want to compromise and be more focused. Can you imagine my next opponent, which is Anthony Joshua? I'm going to fight a guy whose age is exactly the number how long I've been in boxing, 27 years. Can you imagine that? It's a pretty amazing fact. Is it a degradation that I'm actually a challenger and underdog in this fight after 27 years being in sport? I don't think so. I think it's a great upgrade. I'm a challenger again. I feel young, hungry, humble, and totally obsessed with idea and my goal to raise my hands again as the winner of my upcoming fight. I'm so obsessed with that I started to, because I know my opponent well, I think. We've met each other in the ring previously, and I realized that life is a circle. I see myself in AJ. I do believe I know how he thinks, where he goes, what he's gonna do, and how the actual fight is going to be. So, I'm not Nostradamus, but I feel it so strongly, and my obsession made me in the shape of digitalization. On this USB stick, I recorded a video last week, and the outcome of the fight, my prediction, so to say. This stick is going to be integrated in my robe, which I'm going to wear this Saturday night, sealed. Do not ask me after the fight what is on this stick. The only person who's going to be able to open it up and watch it is the person that's going to buy this rope with the stick. And all the money are going to go to the Klitschko Foundation for the kids to support education and sport. This is a very exclusive piece, and if any of you here or anybody that's watching this right now live through television is very excited about it, so get even more excited because all the money got to go to the projects. That's it. Very short and get to the point. Thank you very much for your attention.
Amazing stuff. And finally, another Olympic gold medalist, the current reigning IBF heavyweight champion with the perfect knockout record and the perfect smile, Anthony Joshua.
Good afternoon, everyone. Much appreciated for your time. Thank you to my coach for seeing me through as a novice amateur up until now. So I can only talk on currently now, not what the future holds. To my promoter, to the broadcasters. Training, I don't underestimate any opponent from when I first started boxing. And through mistakes I have learned and I have got myself right. I'm looking forward to competing again. And even though it's such an amazing event, I always try to strip everything back down to reality and what it really is and just focus on it's just me and a man coming to blows and the best man will win. You know, I'm still up very early in the morning and sleeping very late at night, working due diligently with my coach, strength and conditioning coach, mentors, to prepare myself not only physically, but mentally to prepare for any battle. And that's why I enjoy the sport, I take it seriously. And April 29th is just another stepping stone towards greatness.
How confident are you that this is the right fight at the right time?
Any fight's the right fight. Any fight is the right fight. For you guys to broadcast, to entertain, I think you want certain fights because it creates such an interest. But for me, I've never shied away from any fight, any opponent. As my trainer, Robert McCracken, said, I started boxing in 2008. In 2009, 10, 11, we was at the World Championships. I was representing Great Britain, competing to be the best in the world and in the Olympics. And I could have said, you know what, Rob, I don't think I'm ready for these type of competitions. No problem, let's rock and roll. It doesn't matter about who I'm fighting. I just enjoy what I do. I embrace every opportunity. And I think failure is without trying. That's why I'd always step up to any occasion, without a shadow of a doubt. And there's no fear whatsoever that trembles through my body. I just don't underestimate any man, and that kind of puts me on a pedestal when I focus on my training and how I conduct myself inside and outside the ring.
Vladimir just asked me why I didn't ask him a question, so I'm going to ask him one. How proud are you of where the sport is today? Seeing the people here, seeing the people at Wembley last night, the expected crowd at the weigh-in and the 90,000 at the stadium on Saturday.
We cannot forget the history of boxing. Boxing started here in Great Britain, in England. So it's basically Mecca of boxing and the foundation of it. And it's great that somewhere, I think all of us here, we're wearing it and having it in our gene. So it's amazing to see such interest from the audience, from the fans. It's amazing to have this promotion where we're actually polishing sport of boxing without any F-words promoting the fight, punching each other in the faces with the fists, or throwing chairs or glass bottles in the faces. So I'm very happy about that. I've experienced a lot of different press conferences and behavior of different opponents, and I love it. And thank you for your question.
And one more to Anthony before we open it up to the many media from around the world who are with us. Vladimir knows what's going to happen on Saturday night. He's going to put that little gadget in his robe. What do you think happens on Saturday night?
I win. I win. No, it's not complicated. It's not complicated. Let's not overthink it. This isn't science. It's not rocket science. It's just a fight. And as I said, let's strip it right back to what it is. A young lion, ferocious, hungry, and very determined. Left no stone unturned in training camp, in many a training camps that's led to this position. We do talk about experience, but even when I was fighting guys with less experience, I took them as if I was fighting in world championship fights, and that's the only way I've managed to get to this position. So I haven't prepared for this. I prepared since day one for this. You know where I'm coming from? So yeah, I think when I wrap it up, it's just a win on the records, and we move forward because the world is filled with so much information. We have a short time span when it comes to thinking. So let me get this out of the way, and then we just focus on what's next and just keep the ball rolling. And thank you again for your support, people. We will continue to reign for sure.
Thank you, everybody up here. Let's open it up to the many media who have joined us from America, Germany, all around the world. Who wants to ask some questions to the guys?
Vladimir, you and your brother Vitaly were closely watching Anthony yesterday during his workout with laser focus. What were you guys so intent in watching him? What were you looking at?
At my next opponent, as everybody else. So it was exciting time, and honestly, I am enjoying every second of every event that I'm involved in this week. And I wish Anthony could have joined my workout. I guess you couldn't. So you missed that. But it was interesting, obviously. It was a good presentation, and I think everybody else also enjoyed it.
The question was, how important are the belts in front of you?
Ich bin schon so daran gewöhnt, an die Gürtel, dass ich die wieder haben möchte. In meinem letzten Kampf stand ich noch mit meinen Gürteln in meinen Händen, trotz dass die dann in die andere Ecke gegangen sind am Ende des Kampfes. Diesmal, mein nächster Kampf, werde ich immer wieder diese Gürtel haben, und zwar nicht in der anderen Ecke, sondern in meine eigenen Händen. Also es geht natürlich hauptsächlich um den Sieg, und die Weltmeistergürtel ist ein guter Upside sozusagen. In anderen Worten bedeutet die Liebe, nur in einer extremen Form.
So the second question was, what does obsession mean for you? But I think the best is you translate it in English.
All right, so the second question was, what does obsession mean to me? Obsession is love in an extreme shape. So it's basically I'm in love with my goal, and there is nothing else stronger than love. Or in extreme shape, it's called obsession.
Maybe Vladimir, you also answer the first question regarding the belts.
Well, it's very important. You know, I've been attached to these belts for a very long time. I was having those belts in my past fight. I'm actually having it in my next fight. Kind of amazing matter of fact. The only difference was after the fight, the belts went to opposite corner. So my goal and my obsession, my love, is so those belts gonna land in this corner, in my hands. And I understand the controversy of the opinions, but whatever, that's my opinion. Thanks.
Hi, Svetlana Chernetska from Ukrainian TV. What will defeat mean to both of you, to Anthony and Vladimir?
I can't answer, honestly. What does defeat mean?
What will it mean if you
I
lose?
will help you, AJ. I will help you. I've been there.
Yeah.
I've done that. I got up, shook off, and came back stronger. So, and I did it each time. Just a little help. There's nothing scary about it.
Just an advice from you. What will defeat mean to you, Vladimir?
I think I answered enough.
Gentlemen, we've had a Gareth Davis and a telegraph, and we've had quite an unusual event today in as much as the applause from the audience, not screaming and chanting. How much to you both does it mean, as being a heavyweight champion, how important is it that that mantle is carried globally with great dignity for both of you?
For me, I think before the belt, you carry the burden of your family's name. My surname is Joshua, and I carry that with pride. So carrying the belt doesn't change me as a person, but I just want to represent myself the best way, because I know behind me is a million people that walk the same path as me and have come from the same background, and I think I'm a representation of these people, and I project that onto many others who then look upon us and judge us. So that's where I come from. So the belts, if you see like some people want to carry their belt, and I'm not really into all that nonsense, because I am who I am with or without the belt. And I always said that it's not just what you do inside the ring, it's a championship mentality throughout life. And that's how I see myself with or without the belt.
Vladimir, last week there were a lot of rumours that you were carrying an eye socket injury. Is there any truth to that whatsoever, or are you 100% fit?
Excuse me.
Last week there were a lot of rumours that you were carrying an eye socket injury. Is there any truth to that?
Fake news.
Just at the back.
Matt, go on.
Yeah. Matt, go on.
Yeah. Hi, Jonathan. It was recently reported you had a premonition or a feeling going into the Tyson-Fury fight about 2 days before that Vladimir was going to lose. What's your feeling now going into this one?
I don't remember saying about 2 days before, but feeling going into this one, everything's good. I know Vladimir's in good shape, and it's going to be an epic performance in front of 90,000 fans.
Okay. Thank you very much, guys. We're going to have a head-to-head here. And please, can we ask for the photographer's sake at the front, that everyone just keeps on their seat so that we all get good shots. There's no sort of standing on chairs. Let's try and keep it as ordered as possible. Afterwards, the TV media will head to the mix zone by the entrance, the radio and written to the media centre in the northwest corner. Saturday night, Sky Sports box office from 6 o'clock. Do not miss this fight. Thank you very much, guys.
I can't get any more.
It was 75, the done fight was 76. 76, I think, done.
Can't remember. What did he wrote down?
He wrote the number in his glove. You can hear me. 1 minute, yeah.
40 years ago. 40 years ago.
Yeah.
Seconds, guys.
I think it was round 5, wasn't it? No, we can't do that. I think just we'll have to do it as. There's no way I can. 2-3 minutes, sorry. Oh, fine, yeah.